Do the agencies you're working with seem to be moving forward?
They are. Everyone's moving forward on our level, on a state level, and it's being held up at the EPA in the Washington area.
Okay, let's move on to community colleges. We were both attended a meeting this week on community colleges.
Right.
I have always found them as a great resource for the folks seeking higher education in North County.
Correct.
I think the message needs to get out there, what a great resource the community colleges are. We've seen some startling numbers the other day about how many of our constituents use these campuses.
Correct.
What I was really surprised at is at Wildwood, you can get a 4-year degree now in nursing or education.
Correct.
Were you aware of that?
I was not.
I was not either. That, I think, and it's in partnership with UMSL, and I'm happy to see that they're partnering. I know for a lot of years there was people would say, oh, if you're going to go to the community college that, you have no interest. That is not true. I've had it. Two of my 3 girls have used the campus at Florissant Valley, and it has been a godsend to our family. It's been a cost savings for them as they go on to a 4-year institution.
Correct.
What are your kids out of college, in college? Where are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself personally.
Right. Well, I have 3 children, and I have my youngest daughter is just received her 4th invitation to tour colleges. She's definitely interested in community college and in the military after that. So I'm trying to talk her out of that with the possibility of a 4-year college, looking at her on a soccer scholarship, pushing her that way. So we're starting that tour in January, looking at colleges for next year.
So she is a senior this year?
She is at Hazelwood West High School, yes.
So tell me, her interest in the military is, what drives her interest in the military? Is it an
My
interest?
mother proudly served in the Air Force for 33 years, and she's seen what her grandmother had, and she's seen the options of touring the world, and she's like her father. She's high energy, and she wants to help the people. Nursing is where she would like to be, and I'm pushing her as hard as she pushes
You
me.
must be proud.
Very proud.
She's looking at it as a way to serve and not as a means to an end.
Right.
That's great. What about your other kids?
My other 2 are still in the workforce like I am. They chose not the college. They chose to do the hands-on. So college isn't for everybody, and we know that.
No, it's not.
So we definitely need people out there in the workforce. But I did notice that on our tour that IT and agriculture are where we need people today. And if you look at someone like myself that's been an electrician my entire life, and with the amount of development that we did during the 90s, that we've pretty well filled all of our space up on buildings. And people in their 40s need to look at going back to college and junior college to get trained in whatever the field is needed for today. I know that biochem and IT is so huge in the state of Missouri. If it wasn't for Google, Kansas City wouldn't look like it does today.
Right,
and
yeah.
I see that blossoming as well.
That was huge for Kansas City. I was just in Kansas City earlier this week, and it's a bustling place.
It sure is.
It was great to see so many good things happening on that side of the state. There's a lot of good things happening right here in our own district in Florissant. Every time I turn the corner, there's something new. My kids came home from school. They were very excited to see the new restaurants up on Lindbergh there near Target.
We have in the city of Florissant and North County, we have some of the largest returns on the dollar when it comes to restaurants. We have Applebee's is #1 in the United States. We have Longhorn that's up there in the top 5. People in North County do love to eat out, and they love to shop here, and that's why it was a huge undertaking by the past administration, Mayor Robert Lowry, and the current administration to make sure that we gave the residents of North County what they wanted here in North County. We just opened up Ashley Furniture, Five Below, and Ulta, a woman's makeup company, beauty salon on Lindbergh as well. And there's a lot more coming on the books. This administration is very aggressive on getting businesses to come here. I can't disclose what those are, but you'll start to see some major construction going on around town.
Well, you took my next question right away. You can't tell us yet, huh?
Sure. No, I can't. As you've seen up and down Lindbergh, you had Quick Trip had moved. They closed one location and opened two. And on that beautiful location there where Quick Trip was on Lemberg, we had a Firestone. Their new state-of-the-art 12-bay garage opened up on Lemberg. And you've got different businesses around. We have a new cataract surgery center opening up where the Sonic was on Lemberg. We have right across the street, Fifth Third Bank, getting ready to break ground in the spring. So all up and down Lemberg, you have construction going on.
I noticed that Quick Trip is remodeling some of their older stores, and I don't know how it'll affect this area, but I know the one in Hazelwood is...
Right, their new state-of-the-art facilities. There's one over that's opened up right now over on the Rock Road in the Interbelt on 170, and it's much more friendly when you go in. You know, anywhere you can go in and see a whole line of 200 different types of fountain drinks.
Yeah.
That they're pumping that type of a customer to come in.
Well, I'm glad to see that there is at least a bright spot somewhere
Sure.
in the economy. It's great every time you go. I know I'm looking forward to Michael's being closer when they move in after the first of the year.
And we do, well, it's my understanding, we do have someone interested in that piece of property as well, where the Michaels currently is, and then they had a Petco next door. So when one business moves somewhere on Lemberg, we have another business ready to move in.
That's the most important thing, I think. I notice when I've visited around the 13th district, I don't like seeing empty buildings. And if
Right.
I don't like seeing them, neither do my constituents.
That's correct.
So I think it's responsible governing when you issue permits for new buildings that you aggressively move to fill the old buildings.
That's correct.
Well, I'm happy to hear that corner's not going to sit vacant.
Right.
Because across the street you have the restaurant, and you have Fisher's clothing store, and Dr. Kaufman's over there. These are all names that have been in North County for years and years, as long as you and I have been around.
Right.
And it's neighborly, and it's good governing when you don't leave a blighted area, when we don't leave a blighted area right across the street from folks who have supported our community for so long.
Right.
They have a vested interest, and as we all do. Coming up in January 9th, you'll be sworn in. Are you planning big? I know the other day you invited everyone. Would you like to extend that invitation here?
I sure would, yes. The legislature, the newly elected state representatives will be sworn in on Wednesday, January the 9th at 12 o'clock in Jefferson City. Everyone is welcome to come up. I'm in 116A. Also, the following Monday on the 14th is the inauguration, the new swearing in of our governor. And we will all have a big day. We have a parade at 10 o'clock in the morning on that Monday, followed by the swearing in of the governor. And we will all be there as well in attendance on the steps of the state capitol. It's a very big day. Every 4 years this happens, and it brings tens of thousands of people out to the state capitol. And I welcome everyone here.
Our capital, we have one of the 10 most beautiful capitals in our country.
That's correct. It is beautiful and such a historic building. And it is also on the historic preservation, and also you get tours of the inside.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful building, and the tours, there's actually a museum on the first floor of our capitol, and it's always changing. It's always different. There's a couple of displays that always stay the same, but they always have a different avenue, if you would, of what's going on in Missouri, or how we got from point A to point B. The last couple of years, it's all been about the Civil War, because we're approaching different anniversaries in our history as a state.
Right.
Did you know our capitol burnt, I think, twice?
Twice it did.
Twice,
sure. Right.
yeah. And the result that we have now of all the Missouri limestone and all of that beautiful building is a result. There's not a lot of wood in there.
Not a lot of wood.
If you noticed. Have you been down in the Senate garage?
I have, yes.
That would be, somebody asked me the other day, they said, I was in Jeff City, they said, there's no senators, would you like to park in the Senate garage? The Senate garage was built as a carriage garage back when we didn't have a lot of automobiles, and the ones we had were much smaller. I declined. I parked out on the street
Right.
with everyone else because I drive a mom car, an SUV. But there was little or no room. I did park in there a couple of weeks ago in Senator Green's spot. It is the furthest spot in the building. It is as far back as you can get. It's outside one of the hearing rooms on your side of the building. It was quite difficult.
Right.
But it's an amazing building. There's a lot of history there. And the people that work there, I found, are so proud.
They are.
Have you met a lot of the staff yet, your appropriations
I've had that
staff?
opportunity. The first 2 days of our freshman tour, we had the opportunity of meeting everyone. And I'm just humbled and honored to be able to walk the same steps and hallways that many of our legislators in the past have done. And I look for great things in the near future. You know, this year you could see a lot of hungry legislators that are wanting to get things done.
What I know you had to give them a list of committees that you
I did.
would like to be on, and you usually have to give them the top 5 and rank them in order.
Right.
Where are we with your committees, and what have you chose?
Workforce development, utilities, being electrician with IBW Local 1, I thought that would be very good. And of course, local governments. Being on the city council for 6 years, I wanted to be able to work with all municipalities in the state of Missouri on getting things done that all municipalities need on a state level. I look forward to working with everyone on the committees and trying to get some things done.
Have your committees been assigned?
They have. I have not received my list yet. As you said, we get a list and we put them from number 1 to 10.
So they're still kind of trying to place you guys?
Yes, they are.
I know that they only get so many slots, and it's based on the minority and majority in the building. Sounds like you are looking to serve on at least 2 of the committees I served on. I served on workforce, and I served on utilities, which are 2 very important committees to the folks in your district.
Very much so.
Especially utilities. You will find out that you will attend a lot of Public Service Commission meetings and just to go and hear what's going on. It's not required, but I always went so I could see what the commission was up to and what the utilities were asking outside the building.
Right.
You know, you get a different perspective. How often are they going to meet? Do you know? I know every year it changed, the frequency of the committees, and sometimes the names of the committees changed. That's all at the speaker's will.
That's correct.
Yeah. So you guys don't have any of that information
None yet. No, I think it's all going to happen the last week. I could see it.
Well,
all
it'll
coming
happen
down.
the last week, and it may not happen till after your
January.
first week of being sworn in.
Right.
Because the most important thing that they'll do first is appropriations. We're required by law to fill in to balance the budget and fund education. Those are our 2 main jobs, and so until that's finished, they don't do a whole lot. We do a lot of work up there, but you will see. Are you trying to be on any of the appropriation committees?
I did. I listed several, but with the Democrats being in the minority, we're not sure where we're going to be at yet.
Yeah, I hope to be on appropriations in the Senate.
Right.
Well, Representative-elect, I am looking so forward to working with you in Jefferson City. And I, too, have town hall meetings, and I hope to do those in collaboration with you and the other representatives in the 13th Senatorial District. My advice to you is to enjoy this time in Jefferson City. Listen to your constituents. That's who brought us here, and that's how we stay where we are. As long as you have an open door policy, it doesn't matter what party you're from. What matters is that you serve the folks that sent you to Jefferson City. You know the old adage, you can please some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all the time, is so true. But if you can help that one person that calls you, that makes your day.
It sure does.
Especially when you have a bad day up there, and you just think about the folks that you had helped prior to that.
Well, I look forward to working with you as well.
Thank you. All right, thanks for visiting today with myself and Representative-elect Keith English from the 68th District. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you would like to contact me, you can email me at gina@ginawalsh.com or call me at my home, 314-869-6146. I'm Gina Walsh, and it was nice visiting with you today.